Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Raw Politics. The court just ruled that it cannot interfere with the work of Parliament. Just as I said yesterday, that the judiciary cannot interfere with an impeachment process because impeachment process is a political process that can only be handled in Parliament. The only time the judiciary can have a say is when they are interrogating whether the due process was followed. And actually, that is how the court has ruled. The question we want to answer is, now that Rigathi will be facing senators beginning tomorrow, the question is, can Senate save the deputy president? Can senators dismiss the 11 grounds upon which Rigathi was impeached? If that is a subject you are interested in, I urge you to stay tuned. And if you're watching for the first time, take a moment and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss the subsequent videos. Otherwise, let us jump and answer the question. Even before the motion was tabled in Parliament, the deputy president had shown and indicated in words that he had no faith in Parliament. And by that, he meant both the National Assembly and the Senate. In fact, as recent as on Sunday, when he was in Embu, the deputy president made it clear that he hoped that the judiciary would defend the Constitution. That was to suggest he believed that in Senate there was no way he was going to get justice. The same way he was impeached in the National Assembly overwhelmingly, over 282 MPs voting to impeach the deputy president, he is also persuaded that a similar case might happen in Senate. But is that a given? Is it automatic that Senate is going to vote against Rigathi Gachagua? Is it automatic? Is it a given that the Senate is going to confirm the charges and confirm the impeachment of the deputy president? In my opinion, our Senate is a very unpredictable one. And before you say they have been mobilized politically, etc., I want to give you a few scenarios here. Let me begin with the impeachment of the deputy governor of Kisii, one Mr. Monda. Monda was impeached by the assembly, and Monda, being the friend of the president, was brought to Senate. And at the Senate, the impeachment was confirmed. So if the president was having a sway or was interfering with Parliament in any way, Monda would have been saved. Also, the impeachment of the deputy governor for Siaya, one Oduol. He came to the Senate, defended himself, and the Senate acquitted him. And so, even if we go with Kawira Mwangaza, even though Kawira Mwangaza was an independent candidate, meaning that by removing her, then UDA had a chance to replace her with one of their own, adding to the number of governors that UDA as a party had. But remember, the first time she was saved, the second time Senate also acquitted her. Only the third time, when people also now were arguing that, you see, the reason as to why Kawira is not usually... When people thought that Kawira had the president's backing, and that is why she's been surviving the impeachment, Kawira was impeached. In fact, she is in office courtesy of a technicality that she has exploited at the court. You can see that our Senate is not very predictable. You can't just say that, oh, we know these senators will vote this way. That was possible during Uhuru's time. The Senate was like an extension of the executive. But this one is very unpredictable. Sometimes what the majority leader wants does not go through, even though they have the numbers. I would say our senators are level-headed. So with such level-headed senators, I can say that if they were to choose to impeach, to confirm the charges, it will be based on facts. Remember, Senate is going to act as a jury. So National Assembly will bring their evidence, they will prosecute their case, and the Deputy President, either personally or through his lawyers, will also put up their defense. And so at the end of the day, senators will be making decisions based on what they would have had. If Parliament, if National Assembly has a strong case, remember, even if one of those grounds is upheld, even if one of the 11 grounds is upheld, the Deputy President will stand impeached. Actually, he will be removed from office, even if one of those grounds was to stand. But chances are that if Parliament, if the National Assembly prosecute their case competently, as it is hoped, then chances are that majority of senators are going to vote to confirm what their counterparts at the National Assembly had, the decision of their counterpart at National Assembly. If you listen to how the mover of the motion at the National Assembly prosecuted that case and how he painted the Deputy President, whether on issues of violation of the Constitution, whether it was on issues of abuse of power, etc., they had a very strong case. And so chances are that senators are going to listen to them and listen to what the Deputy President and his team have in response. And if they are not convinced enough, they will uphold the impeachment. The reason as to why senators have to do this is because the entire country will be watching, and people at home can also see when a process is fair or a process is not fair. And so National Assembly must put up a serious case that is convincing, the way they did in National Assembly. They have to convince not just the senators, but majority of the citizens of the country that the Deputy President need to be removed from office. Because if they don't do that, then you have a case where Senate will be forced to save the Deputy President, and then remember, he is somebody who already has made it clear that he does not recognize his boss as his boss. He believes President Ruto is incompetent and other things. And so it will be trouble. Because if he remains in office, he will remain there as a rebel. Somebody who, like, you tried to get rid of me and you failed. Let me now show you. So I think, in my opinion, National Assembly is going to put up a strong case, and chances are that senators are going to impeach the Deputy President. As to whether once he is impeached, he can find a solution in the court the way he had said, that he will find reprieve in court, that, like I told you, can only be if he's challenging the process. Only if he's challenging the process, not the charges. If he goes there and he says the charges upon which I was removed from office are not true, etc., that one the court has no jurisdiction. But if he goes and says that, you see, National Assembly was supposed to do this and that, Senate is supposed to do this and that, and they skipped these processes, then there it's okay, it's understandable. He has a case, the court might dismiss the impeachment, and he will still now stay in office. But after listening to the DP, mostly he's not putting up a defense. He's saying that what I'm doing, other people are also doing. And you see, that is where he misses the point. You can't say I am killing because so-and-so is also killing, or I am a thief because so-and-so is also a thief. Going there to paint Speaker Kingi, Speaker Wetangula, undermine the president, paint him as a liar, and what, those ones don't work. Those are not evidence, because the charges are not related to them. So you go there, you are the one who is charged. You go there and you defend yourself against the charges, not telling people how other people are also doing what you're doing. And that is if you asked me, that is where the deputy president misses the entire point. Because he's persuaded that if he could paint as many people as dark as possible, then it will vindicate him. It will make him look like some victim. But that is not how the law works or this impeachment processes. You go there and you defend yourself against the cases. You defend yourself against the cases that have been labeled against you. But you can't go there and tell people how you are okay to do it because another person is doing it. Otherwise, don't forget to like the video if you found it useful and subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. Thank you for watching, and let's meet in the next video.